Welcome to the third video in the Premise to Publication series, where I'm taking a thriller book idea through the outlining, drafting, editing, querying process to hopefully get a traditional publishing deal. In my previous videos, I talked about how I came up with the idea and also how I outlined the idea. I will link those videos in the cards above and also in the description box if you are interested in checking them out. If this is your first video of mine, hi, I'm Caitlin Duncan. I am a traditionally published author and soon to be hybrid author. I post videos on Monday about the writing process and all the bookish things, so be sure to give this video a big thumbs up if you're ready to talk about writing on a deadline. We are less than a week away from NaNoWriMo, a National Novel Writing Month, which takes place every November, where writers all around the world try to write 50,000 words in 1 month. I thought this was an appropriate topic, since we are so close to November, to give you some tips about drafting a book on a deadline. Whether it is for yourself, your agent, editor, your readers, your friends, whoever. Now, writing 50,000 words in 1 month is no easy feat, so hopefully I can help inspire you to reach that goal. Earlier this year, I had so many plans for this book, but anyone who's been living in 2020 knows that this year didn't have any of those plans in mind. Late March, I went into a serious slump, and it took several months for me to get out of it. And the main reason was because I discovered the amazing Becca Syme. She runs the Better Faster Academy and also has a series of books for writers and is a fiction writer herself. I found so much motivation from her 2 for 30 challenge, which she did over on Facebook, where she offered a 2-minute productivity challenge for every day, along with a month-long challenge to write 30 minutes a day. As a published author, I have written way more than 30 minutes a day in the years that I've had a contract. But as I said, I was in a slump, I was in burnout, and this was a real problem for me. So once I discovered this challenge and that I can do 2 minutes a day for productivity to get myself going, and I can write for 30 minutes a day, it seemed like such a small thing, but it was so monumental for me. It was an absolute game changer, and I am so lucky I found her when I did. Watching her daily videos on Facebook and also chatting with other writers in her community every day was just so wonderful for me. And it didn't take long before I had that itch again to spend more than 30 minutes in my book. Now, if this were the time before everything happened, I would have planned out my schedule with a daily word count. That still seemed a little overwhelming for me. I eased myself back into this habit of writing every day just based on time goals. Now, I get a lot of shocked looks from other people when I say that I write from 5 to 7 in the morning, but it's honestly the only time I have to myself that is consistent and quiet, and when I have creative energy. Once I started to write daily consistently, I asked a friend of mine who I knew was an early bird to jump onto video sprints with me to write several times a week. These morning sprints and the accountability of a friend really helped me get back onto a schedule. This standing appointment several times a week forced me out of bed even when I didn't want to. First of all, I didn't want to disappoint her. And second, I knew that my day would go so much smoother if I got my work done before everyone got up. This new consistency built up my stamina for writing, and it really helped get that energy back to push me toward that goal of finishing my book. Once again, this story really took shape for me, and I eventually moved out of those time goals back into my word count goals because I was on a roll and I really wanted to finish. For me, word count goals work best because I'm able to see how long it will take me to write a book based on these daily goals. Once I created that deadline for myself, I was able to see the result in front of me in my planner, that if I put in that hard work, I would get that reward. I have several hacks on how I get through the drafting process, which help to keep my focus and I hope that one of them might help you during your own drafting process if you ever feel like you're struggling. Using a timer. I like to write in sprints, whether that's 20 to 30 minute sprints depending who I'm with in the morning, with a 5-ish minute break. Now this is very easy to use. Most of us have phones. Google has a timer. I did create my own timer, which I think is a lot prettier to look at, and I will link that in the description box below in case you want to use it yourself. That one goes up to 45 minutes and is broken up into chapters of 5-minute increments. This timer is mostly to keep myself focused. I don't compete with my other writing friends on how much we can write in a certain amount of time, but having that countdown creates a mini deadline in my mind for how much I can accomplish. Set the mood with music. With all of my previous books, I could only draft while listening to instrumental music. I would create playlists of music that inspired the story or made me think of the story or a scene or a character. And of course, this book wanted to be different, so I did still make a playlist, but I found many songs with lyrics that I listened to throughout the drafting process. No one is as surprised as me to hear that, but I find that still this many books in that the process still changes. Now this playlist always got me in the mood for writing, and I was able to jump in as soon as I started the first song. Another writing hack I use is the Comic Sans writing hack. This hack has really helped me pound out so many words during the drafting process. It is absolutely hideous to look at, so the science behind it, I believe, is that Comic Sans font is so gross to look at that you don't look back at your words, so you just keep writing and writing and writing. And the best part of my drafting sessions is when I highlight everything that I've done and immediately change the font back. Tracking word counts. Since I am a writer who is motivated by word counts, as I said, it helps me focus and create a schedule for myself so that I can see when my book is going to be completed at any stage. And for years, I've been using Jamie Raintree's writing and revision tracker. I buy this tracker every year. I love spreadsheets, and I love the updates she gives every year. I am not sponsored, I don't have an affiliate link for her, but I will link the webpage in the description box so that if you love spreadsheets like I do, you can check it out for yourself. If you want to do something for free, or you want to do it your own way, you can easily create an Excel sheet, you can go on Google Sheets, or even have a notebook to track your process. If you know you need to hit a particular word count every day, tracking is essential to help you accomplish that goal. Those are my tried and true hacks that I use to get through the drafting process and stay on a deadline. I wrote this book from May 25th through August 21st, and while the process seemed to take much longer than the few months that it actually was, this was a real opportunity for me to sort of relearn the process of writing after I was in such a bad slump. As I said before in my other videos on NaNoWriMo, I believe that it is a great opportunity for writers to create that habit, and I manufactured it for myself, not during a NaNoWriMo month, but I know that with practice that you will be able to accomplish your goal of writing a book on a deadline as well. I have a bonus video this week coming on Friday. It is a special collaboration, and it's all about NaNoWriMo. So be sure to subscribe and ring that little notification bell so you know the moment I upload, so you don't miss out. If you are taking part in NaNoWriMo this year, I wish you the best of luck reaching that 50,000 word goal, and I hope you have fun in the process as well. In the comments below, let me know what hacks you use to get through the drafting process. Be sure to give this video a big thumbs up if you liked it, because it really helps me out, and I'll see you soon.